So now that you did the notes on the area of a trapezoid, we're going to try some examples on the back of your notes. So for this first one here, you have to figure out what are the two bases and which one's the height. So remember, your bases have to be parallel to each other. So this 5 and this 9 are going to be your bases. The height would be 6 because this makes the 90-degree angle. The slanty one doesn't have a number anyway, but if it did, it would be there just to throw you off. So the formula again, add the two bases together, multiply it by the height, cut the answer in half or divide it by 2. So we're changing the bases in the formula. They change the base 1 and base 2 to 5 and 9. So that's the 5 plus 9. The height is 6, so they replace that. And then they have the half, which means cut your whole answer in half. They simplify this a little bit. 9 plus 5 is 14. Now they're going to do 14 times 6 and cut that in half. So 14 times 6 is 84. Half of 84 or divided by 2 is 42. So 42 square feet would be your final answer, or 42 feet with a little 2 over it. Same thing here, but with decimals. So same exact formula. These are the two bases because they are parallel to each other. This is the height. They drew it in because it makes a 90-degree angle with the base. They're replacing base 1 and base 2 with 8.5 and 11.5. They're replacing the h for height with a 5. You're going to add these two together, which is 20. Multiply it by 5, which is 100. Cut it in half, or 100 divided by 2, which is 50. So the area would be 50 square meters. Okay, so now I'm going to give you one to try. So I'm going to have you try these two. So pause and try these two. Remember, when you're multiplying by decimals, you just multiply like normal and then count how many numbers are to the right. So pause and try these two. So now we have this one where they want us to figure out the area of the trapezoid using the grid like we've done in class. So you have to draw in the height. So the two bases, you remember, have to be parallel. So it's kind of easier to do it for a trapezoid. So this would be one base and this would be the other because they're the two that are parallel to each other. You would draw in a height. So if you draw one like from here straight over, that's going to give you your height. So then you want to count your height. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's where their 6 is coming from. The base is 1 square for the small base and 2 squares for the big base. So now you want to do your formula. So base 1 plus base 2. So 2 plus 1, those are your bases, times your height, which is 6. Cut the whole answer in half. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 times 6 is 18. Cut it in half or divide it by 2, and you get 9. So 9 units squared, so that would be answer C. So I'm going to give you one of these to try. So do the same exact thing. Now your two bases have to be parallel to each other. So that means this is the base and this is the base. Draw a height. Actually, you don't even have to. There's a height here, perfectly fine too. Find your measurements, add your two bases, multiply it by your height, divide it by 2. So pause and try that one. For this last one I'm going to do, and then I'm going to give you one to try. It says you can use a trapezoid to approximate the shape of Scott County, Virginia. The population is about 23,200. About how many people are there per square mile? So first you have to figure out the area of this county so that you can divide it by 23,200. So they're showing you the base is 15, the other base is 38. So you would add those two together, and then you're going to multiply it by the height, which is 20, cut the whole thing in half. So when they did that, they're getting that the area is 530 square miles. So that's how much square miles the county is, and there's 23,200 people per square mile. So you would do 23,200 divided by 530. And they kind of rounded their answer to about 44 people per square mile. So I'm going to give you one of these to try. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the area of the trapezoid. They're telling you what everything is. So add your two bases, multiply it by the height, divide it by 2. And then whatever you get for your area, you're going to do 32,000 divided by that. So you're talking about people, so you want to round your answer to the nearest whole number because you obviously can't have a decimal portion of a person. So that's the last one. So try that, and we'll see how you did.